بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. ما بعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Apologies again and again and again. My hay fever is out of control. Recently returned back from Egypt about a week ago, walillah alhamd, and I would like you to stay tuned till the end because I have a important announcement and an exciting project to announce bi'idhnillahi subhanahu wa ta'ala, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless those and reward those who are involved from the UK, and especially those on the ground, our volunteers and those who work with us in Egypt. And I'll go into more details, as you can see on screen, a thumbnail which has been created by my dear brother, who knows who he is, regarding my recent trip to Egypt. Now come back to me now. Now the alternative that I will be proposing will be at the end of the video, so I reiterate and I emphasize, please stay and watch to the end because you need to spread this far and wide. The last 7-8 months have been painful for the believers. Our brothers and sisters in Gaza have been subjugated to all sorts of oppression. A genocide has ensued, and I have met the families who have migrated or who have been exiled to a certain extent from their cities, towns and villages to migrate to Egypt, and they are living in very, very difficult conditions, and I'll get to that in my next video. The Western capitalistic charities, or mercenaries as I like to call them, have employed marketing strategies to benefit and even spread finances, donations from our brothers and sisters to support the Ghazawis or the people of Gaza, and transparency is non-existent. And I'm going to ask questions in this particular video to a North American charity who has been at the forefront in paying mercenaries, influencers, to stock up on millions and millions of dollars. And we would ask Humanitarian International, what have they been doing, or how have they been spending the funds that our brothers and sisters have been donating? So my brother, may Allah reward him, who created this poster, or you know, like, to make it interactive, has spent a lot of time, you know, putting it all together. And I'd like to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward our brothers and sisters in Canada who have reached out to me, who have given me this information, because there is no way that I would have known about what I'm going to present without my brothers and sisters in Canada giving me vital information. So let's get into this. So as you can see on screen, we've got Humanitarian International, and Humanitarian International is regarded as the oldest Muslim charity in Canada. In 2022/23, HCI faced a temporary suspension by the Canada Revenue Agency, CRA, resulting in the inability to issue tax receipts. I don't know what that means exactly, but it must mean something to our brothers and sisters in North America. They will be able to understand what that means. But me, you know, settled in the UK, I don't quite understand what they mean by that. HCI recognised the need to diversify its donor base, shifting focus from traditional older donors to engaging with younger demographics through social media. HCI expanded in recent years, largely attributed to the leadership of Executive Director Mahmouda Khan. The suspension led to a decline in donor support, prompting HCI to seek alternative fundraising strategies. To address fundraising challenges, HCI enlisted public speaker Hassan Wadi as an ambassador and fundraiser. Wadi's compensation is linked to his fundraising performance. Administrative fees estimated at approximately 10 to 14%, pending verification, are educated from each donated dollar. So what I've been told by the Canadian brothers and sisters, it was a nominal percentage of about 45%, but that's now increased to 10 to 14. But HCI can confirm or deny this. During the suspension period, HCI initiated a campaign to recruit Muslim influencers who had a global market. These influencers are incentivized with either fixed compensation or a percentage of funds raised. And we're going to get into how much money they've been paying influencers, because they pay them 10%. You'll see how much money they've been raising. HCI established a dedicated team for recruiting influencers and providing necessary support. So you see, it's just mercenary tactics, isn't it? The majority of HCI donors are Muslim. HCI organized trips to Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, and Turkey for influencers, resulting in significant fundraising success. Influencers engaged by HCI operate as independent contractors, mercenaries, rather than employees, as their services are provided on a short-term basis or project basis. Now, we've got some questions to ask. It has come to our attention that influencers have been paid a significant amount from donor funds for their paid collaborations with HCI. We have serious questions about the Islamic and ethical practices regarding the management of zakat and sadaqa funds. As per HCI's policy of full transparency and accountability, we would like to better understand the methods HCI has been practicing over the past few years. Zakat and sadaqah separation. Could you elaborate on HCI's policy regarding segregation of zakat and sadaqah funds? Additionally, do zakat donations incur an administrative fee? Right, because zakat, okay, you can't use wal-amilina alayha. Zakat has to have an element of tamliq. So if it's, now I know there's no gift aid as such in Canada, so if you're receiving donations of zakat, are you paying influences from this zakat money? Can you provide a breakdown of zakat fund usage for the past few years? Genuine question. This question will help you understand the structure of the charity and if the funds are separated. Also, if zakat donations incur admin fee, that means any expense made from the admin budget is indeed zakat money. Fair comment. Admin fee policy or specific programs. Does HCI offer programs such as emergency disaster relief, i.e. Gaza, example Gaza, and offer sponsorship with a 0% administrative fee policy? Are there specific types of donations exempt from admin fee or from the admin fee? This question will clarify if certain programs are exempt from admin fee. For example, if the disaster in Gaza is exempt from admin fee, then the 100% of what influencers raised from Gaza went to Gaza. The influencer did not get paid from Gaza money or for Gaza money. If they say Gaza's disaster was exempt, a follow-up question would be, how can they possibly afford to pay influencers 10% of what they raised, since the admin budget can only grow as donations grow? HCI used to have a 0% admin fee policy for emergency disasters and orphan sponsorship. Is this still the case? So this is questions to HCI. Admin fee details. What is the admin fee rate? And what type of donations does the admin budget encompass? Does it include government grants? This question will clarify the exact admin fee and the type of donations are subject to the admin fee, such as water programs, Qurbani, food program, etc. It will also clarify the admin budget is 100% from donations or if they have any forms of income. Paid. Number 4, paid collaborations with influencers. Can HCI confirm whether collaborations with influencers involve financial compensation? Additionally, since 2022, how many influencers have been offered and paid 10% of their total fundraising? The Launch Good community pages publicly display how many links were set up. HCI should publicly state how many influencers they worked with and paid with donor money. Fair. That is fair. And I think that's what needs to happen. There needs to be a breakdown of how much these influencers have been paid. Maryam Malik, the Saleh family, Sean King, Yasser Qadi, Umar Suleiman, all of them we need to have a breakdown of how much they were paid, because it's our right, it's our money. Admin fee on Launch Good campaigns. Are all campaigns hosted on Launch Good subject to the admin fee? Are there exceptions based on campaign type? Could you provide further clarification? Most of the HCI Launch Good campaigns are zakat eligible. So if someone was to donate on the LG links, Launch Good, and select zakat, does that donation incur the admin fee? Because zakat has to have an element of tamliq, right? So you can't be paying influencers from zakat money. Also, if they say, for example, CSP, Child Support Sponsorship Program, is 0% admin fee, does that mean campaigners LG that are related to CSP are 0% admin fee as well? Or because it's from LG, incurs the admin fee? Number 6, influence paid since 2022. How many influencers have received compensation for their fundraising services since 2022? And what is the total amount since 2022 disbursed for this purpose? Influencers paid from zakat funds. Please confirm tonight if influencers are compensated from zakat funds. Number 8. Verifications of influencer compensation. Can HCI confirm if the listed influencers received the approximate amounts mentioned from recent launch good campaigns if they were not offered 10%? How much were they offered and paid to date? So let's break it down. Sean King, they raised 3 million, over 3 million. So 10% is 304,000. Imam Khalid Latif raised almost 2 mil. He would have been paid 190,000. Modern Art Wall, 1 million, 1.4 or 1.4 and a half, 143,000. Asma Hussein, 870,000 almost or over. That 10% will be 87,000. The Saleh family, 309,000, 30,900. Prince Kuta, this Ramadan, 421,000. That's 42k in their bank account. Ali Al Saeed, one of the Mashaykh, 242,000, 10%, 24,000. Maryam Malik, 329,000, 189, 32 grand. Dr. Wali Khan, 233,000, 23 grand. Employer compensation for fundraising. Do HCI employees such as Hassan Wadi and Sarah Yaqub receive a percentage of funds raised for their fundraising efforts? Has Hassan Wadi ever received a percentage of funds raised while receiving a base salary while on time, part-time or contract work? This will reveal if employees are also benefiting from this model. Number 10. Maximum compensation for influencers. Is there a maximum limit to the compensation influencers receive? If an influencer was offered a 10% paid collaboration and raised 10 million, would they be entitled to the payment of 1 million from donor funds? And that's very important because 1 million is unethical to pay an influencer when it's for a campaign, especially for disasters. Ethical considerations. From Islamic and moral perspective, does HCI believe it is ethical to allocate tens and hundreds of thousands of sums from donor funds for influencer compensation? Number 12. Transparency with donors. How will HCI inform donors about the allocation of a portion of their donation towards significant payments to influencers rather than directly aiding the Muslim community in need? Number 13. Broad oversight. What role does the board of directors play in overseeing influencer collaborations and fund management? Are there any external audit or evaluations conducted to ensure compliance with ethical and Islamic practices? Number 14. Conflict of interest. How does HCI manage potential conflicts of interest in influencer partnerships? Are there any measures in place to ensure that influencers genuinely support the causes they promote? And also, I've got a breakdown as well of the influencers, which my brother has obviously broken down, as you can see. So all of these different campaigns they've raised. 6 million Gaza children, nearly 5 million for urgent support for Gaza this Ramadan. Like, where's this money being spent? Nearly 7 million for Ramadan 2023. In sponsorship, orphan program, nearly a mil. Sponsored 1,000 with the Shuyukh, nearly 700,000 Morocco, etc., etc. Now, coming back to me now. These questions are asked by our brothers and sisters in Canada. HCI have raised tens of millions of pounds. So that means they've spent millions of donor funds to pay influencers. They are mercenaries. They don't deserve that amount. I'm sorry. And let me add, influencers are there to support the causes of the believers. It should be done unconditionally. Shouldn't be a percentage. You have no right to be offering percentages. It's unethical. If that was your family, if that was your loved ones, and I've met them, I've met orphans who have lost their parents in Cairo. I've met families, many of them, who've all got a story to share. I find it reprehensible. I find it unethical. And I'm not saying it's haram, just to get that out there. But don't issue lip service for Gaza, for Gaza, for Gaza, and then you're taking 10% and you're not even disclosing it. You're not even being transparent enough to inform us, okay, I'm making, a certain percentage from this. That's our right to know. That is our right to know. Await your response, HCI. There's a lot of questions that we want answering, especially our brothers and sisters in Canada. They've had enough. We've had enough. And it's about time that you offer that transparency. You've raised tens of millions, right? You don't even separate the zakat from the sadaqa. And you're not amilin. I'm sorry, you're not amilin. Now with the zakat, again, we know the ruling regarding zakat. Don't try to add some qiyas, ma'farikh, You know, oh yeah, we're al-amilin, we're collecting, we are, you know, we're the workers and the doers and whatnot. No, I'm sorry, you're not. And the sadaqa, are you taking a percentage from there? Where is this 10% coming from for these influencers? An important announcement of the great humanitarian project, bi'idhnillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have a project working with many brothers and sisters in Egypt, volunteers. We have been speaking to many influential individuals in Egypt, and I'm so excited about this project. As you can see on screen, the Great Humanitarian Project, abbreviated as GREAT, and it stands for, as you can see on screen, Gaza Relief Egypt Alliance Team. Help us to empower Palestinians in Egypt, working collaboratively to alleviate the burden and provide support for Palestinians in Egypt. Alhamdulillah. So this is the front cover of the presentation. In my next video, I would provide you a review of my visit to Egypt, the Palestinians that I've spoken to from Gaza, many heartbreaking stories which I would briefly go over. It's difficult to record every single conversation I had. I've got, you know, numbers of many Palestinian families. I've got images that I can't really share on YouTube. It's devastating. So this project, I am positive and I'm confident that the transparency that I have been banging on about for the last 7-8 months, you would see the in-depth knowledge, research, support, clusters, influential groups and people on the ground that our brothers and sisters have been communicating with, the support that they've offered. I can't, you know, say any more until I provide a breakdown of the presentation, which is in the process of being completed. Charities can no longer run with aid trucks because since the Rafah campaign, it's been completely shot. Even Power BI from the UN even confirms that UN, you know, refugees work agencies, they're, you know, getting 1 or 2 or 3 trucks in from the data. But now the charities are thinking, hold on there, we can't continue this this rodeo. So now it's the Gaza evacuees. So they've moved to that as well. But with the presentation that I'm due to present in my coming video, you will see the transparency, the volunteers in Egypt that we're working with. Subhanallah al-Azim. It will be so in-depth that if you have any further questions, you can reach out to me. But I assure you, I'll present so much detail that I don't think you would have further questions. It's a 28-page presentation, by the way. It's a 28-page presentation. But we would not go through all 28, but it would highlight on the main points. So the clusters will break down, etc., etc. So watch this space. As you can see, great. Gaza, Relief, Egypt, Alliance Team. And we have many brothers and sisters working on the ground in Egypt for us who are supporting these families, and likewise brothers from the UK who are going out. I've been out, subhanAllah, I've met the team. I'm excited. That's all I can say. With Allah's permission, bi'idhnillah. So take care of yourselves. Sallallahu alayhi wa Muhammad.
ليس الغريب غريب الشام واليمن إن الغريب غريب اللحد والكفن إن الغريب له حق لغربته على المقيمين في الأوطان والسكن سفر بعيد وزاد لن يبلغني وقوتي ضعفت والموت يطلبني ما أحلم الله عني حيث أمهلني وقد تماديت في ذنبي ويسترني تمر ساعة